Good evening. You join me tonight at Wisbech Castle. We are here. We are here for the night. We are on the top floor in one of the big rooms. Then we'll end up on the ground floor, and then during the evening we'll end up in the catacombs and the tunnels as well, which are very low ceilings. So you will be seeing us wearing a hard hat. So we're losing the cap, guys. Don't wear a hard hat. So at the moment in this room there is a chair just over here. It's currently got a REM pod on it, and we've got two cat balls on the floor while we get set up. So the building's been, well, there's been buildings here even since 1087, and then obviously there was a castle, and that's where it gets its name and everything like that. So it is an old building. We've got windows open here, and there are some offices there. So you might hear the outside world. We can just put outside on the screen when you hear that. So, right, let's get going. You see, I'm going to walk past these. Don't set them off, but I touch it with my foot. Give it a little roll. They are wrong. Same with the REM pod. They are wrong. Everything's on, everything's active. So, great. So we should wait for these to stop. Thank you. Right, are there any spirits here that wish to come forward and communicate with me at all, please? I'd very much appreciate it. If so, can you light up one of these balls in front of me, please? If you just saw it, was very easy to do. I only had to give it a little tap with my foot. That bang then, we can keep on that. That was in the office. Are there any spirits here? Can you copy this bang for me at all? That little creak there was my foot. Like I said, the building is very, very old. A lot of floorboards are creaky. So I'm going to try my best to stand still, but it is warm. It's like 29 degrees still at 2100 hours, so it is still very warm. Please come forward, spirits, and come and communicate with me. I mean you no harm or disrespect. I'm very friendly. I'd just like to know whether you're here at all, please. Can you just light up one of these balls or go sit on that chair for me, please? Can you copy my lock, please? So that noise there would bump that to people in the office. If you're here, please come forward and let's have a conversation. What I can do is I can put down I know you know what a K2 meter is. I can always put one of these down. I can put it in the middle here. Maybe if I can get it to stand up. There we go, stay. Good K2. What I'll do is just knock that way. And I'll stand back. The only things I have in my pockets are a recorder for EVPs. Other than that, there is nothing in my pockets, so there's no mobile phones, anything like that. Because whether you know or not, your mobile phone will actually interfere with a K2 up to about 12 feet. I have tested this, so yeah. So if there's any spirits here that wish to come and communicate, you've got 4 options here. You've got this cat ball here, you've got the one over here, you've got the K2 you can go near, and you've got the REM pod on the chair. The REM pod makes a bit of noise and the light flashes, but it won't harm you in any way. So please come forward and communicate with me. That there was the floorboard. I shifted my weight. Please come forward. I'd like to have a conversation if possible. Maybe do some yes/no questions. Would that be okay? Would that be a possibility at all? Noise there again. Debunk that as well, that we've got in the case just over there. You can always get one of them out if needed. At the moment I'm just trying to establish some form of base of communication. At the moment it is very, very quiet in here. Whilst all of the lights on, it is very clean and tidy in here. Dust should be at a minimum. Like I said, there are 3 windows. There's 1, 2 and 3 behind the cabinet. They are open. Got some creaky floorboards. Trying to find a non-creaky spot. So the spirits that are here, please come forward. What if I stepped outside the room for a minute? I give you 60 seconds and then come back and, you know, so you can have a little play with some of the stuff in here and then see if you want to use any of that to communicate at all. What I'm going to do is just step outside this door just for 60 seconds, see if we get any activation. So we've got our A camera there, our B camera just over here. So we do have 2 cameras in this room at the moment, 1 for the higher shot, 1 for the lower shot. So the B camera is pointing at the floor. So I'm going to step outside the room for 60 seconds. Feel free to have a play with any of the equipment here. If you don't like any of this equipment, we do have some others we can try. So I'm just going to step outside for 60 seconds and then you just have a little play. Right, spirits, I'm back. Hopefully you've had a little play with some of the equipment. I'll have to look at it in review. But what we'll do now is I'm going to reach my pocket, get the recorder out, and we will start a little EVP session. So that there's the door, there are staff in the building. So, okay, get the recorder, placing the recorder down upstairs, main room, stepping back So if there's any spirits here that wish to communicate at all, that little device I just put down with a red light on it, you can use that to communicate. You can just talk into it. I'd like to start by knowing your name, please. So did you used to work here? Did you live here back when this was a castle in 1087? Do you enjoy the fact that people come and try and communicate with you? Okay, go up. Down upstairs in my room. Stay back. So if there's any spirits here that wish to communicate at all, that little device I just put down with a red light on it, you can use that to communicate. You can just talk into it. I'd like to start by knowing your name, please. That's outside sounds. So did you used to work here? Did you live here back when this was a castle in 1087? Do you enjoy the fact that people come and try and communicate with you? Right, so during playback there was no EVPs recorded. They said the windows are open, so you did just hear some motorbikes. Let's turn this off. What we'll do is we'll try the hex code. So this little device I've got here, you can use this to communicate. You can actually select the words and it will talk to us as well, and we can visually see the word that you're selecting. I'm just going to place this down. There we go, it's up and running now. So feel free to come and use that. There's over 2,000 words there. Surface. What do you mean by surface? Do you mean servant? I believe servant is in there if you want to look for it and select it. But you can also use that to tell me your name. So I try to be a gentleman as much as I can, and I'd like to know the name of the person I'm talking to. So if I can have your name, I can then address you in the correct and appropriate manner. So at the moment, we've only had one word come up on the hexagon, which was surface. It is very early in the evening. We can debunk that in the office. So, so far it's still very early in the evening. We've only had surface come up on the hexagon. We've had no activation of cat balls or Was that your name? If Aqua was your name, can you light that ball up over there for me, please? So we are in the town centre of Wisbech. Like I said, the windows are open, so you are hearing the outside world, but we can mark that up. Okay, thank you very much for setting that off. It's greatly appreciated. So me shifting around won't set that off. As you can see there, so that was a ball activation. So thank you very much for setting that off. Can you do that again, please? Maybe try the other ball. Or would you like this one and want to come and sit down beside me? So at the moment I am trying to get the spirit to come back and relight up one of the balls for me. So I really do appreciate that you lit that ball up for me. I know it's a lot to ask, but is there any chance you could come and do it again for me, please? The other thing I can do is move away from the ball. If you want to be here, I can move over there, or I can go towards the back. If you'd like me to stay here, can you light up the ball in front of me? If you want me to move, if you light up the other ball for me, please. Please come back and communicate with me. So we've had nothing on the Hexcom for a while now. There's been nothing on the K2 at all. That cat ball we've had nothing on. The REM pod we've had nothing. Gale, so we just had Gale come up, so we've had Surface, Aqua and Gale. So, is Gale your name? If so, can you light one of the balls up for me or make a light on here flash? We can do with a good rainstorm to clear the air. It is very warm and muggy tonight. Do you like a good thunderstorm? I do. I like to watch the lightning. Please come and talk to me. I think what I'm going to do is, we are getting very minimal any response at the moment. We've had one activation on this cat ball. We've had, we've had 3 words come up on the hexagon, which were, the first word was surface, aqua and gale. We've had nothing on the K2, nothing on that cat ball over there, and nothing on the REM pod. We've also had nothing on the EVPs as well. What we're going to do is, yeah, I think what we're going to do is put that here, that here, going to finish. Okay, so what we're going to do is, we're getting very minimal, I was about to say very minimal anything, and we've had this ball go off. What I was going to do is step outside the room for like 10 minutes and see if anything happens, and then come back in and do like a spirit box session. Maybe get the SLS camera, but on the SLS camera, I was really wanting to use the tunnels and the catacombs, so I think that's what we're going to run that. But what we're going to do is step outside, going to just let this run. So again, nothing on the hexagon at this point. So we've got 2 cat balls, got a K2 hexagon, there's a REM pod at the back. Going to step outside for 5 minutes, get some air. So I said we're going to step out and the cable's going, alright, let's try and debunk that, see if it's me setting that off by shifting my weight. So once that stops, that could be me. So again, once it stops, let's just move. Okay, that should have stopped by now. So we say we're going to step out of the room, ball in front of me starts going crazy. So maybe we'll stay in the room. Is that what you want us to do, is stay in the room? If you want us to stay in the room, keep flashing the ball. Actually, what we could do is just reverse that, just so it'd be awkward. We could actually just reverse it. So if you want us to stay in the room, can you stop flashing the ball? I think that would be a better visual, a better way of responding. Okay, that is just going off and off and off. What we'll do is just completely step away, go to the other end of the room. I'll walk away, the hexagon goes off, scan. Are you scanning through the dictionary on that, trying to find words? So that was my camera operator moving about there, just sitting back down because we was going to leave the room. And then everything started going off. So we've had a surface, aqua, gal and scan on the hexagon there. This ball now has been going off for good 60 to 90 seconds. So thank you for setting that off. I do appreciate it. Is there any chance you could stop for a moment, please? What I want to do is maybe move it. I'll turn it off and on again, just in case there's an issue somewhere. Hexagon just won't go. Might. Okay. So I've asked them to, the spirit here, to stop flashing that bulb, and they've said might on the hexagon. So you might stop flashing it. Okay, that's not a problem. I mean, I like the colours and I like it flashing. So you see there was a little break, and then it flashed again. So when it stopped like that and then repeated, it was the flash cycle coming to an end, and then it's reactivated. So I know you really like making that one flash, but is there any chance you can make the other one flash? I really would appreciate if you can make the other one flash and start making that one flash. Because I just want to make sure the other one still works. Can you do me a favour and just give it a little nudge? Or see the green light, the one in the middle? Give it a little push, it'll fall over. It falls over really easily. I don't mind, just give it a little nudge and knock it over. See, there was a hesitation there. There's a break in the flashing. And again. Okay, right. I know you like making that flash, and I know you said you might stop. But we've got two of them out at the moment, and we can use them to do yes/no questions. So we can use the other ball as yes, and we can use that ball as no, the one you're currently flashing. But for us to do that, you need to stop making it flash. I think what I'm going to do is just go over, turn it off and on again, just to make sure that it's, the ball's not being faulty. And if the ball is faulty, I can exchange it out for another one. So I'm just going to grab that. The button's not even near the floor. There we go, it's back on. And move back away. So that should stop flashing in a moment. If that doesn't work, I'll swap the sides. There we go. Right. So that's come to the end of its flash sequence. So that's great. So, as you see there, I just turn it off and on again, just to make sure it's not faulty equipment. So, is there any chance you can light that one back up again? It would be appreciated. I know you said you might make it stop, but might you make it flash for me? There was my foot. There's enough loose torches to do. So is there any chance you can come back and set one of the balls off for me? Push over the K2, no problem there. Come and sit on this chair. If you come and sit on this chair, it'll just make a noise like that. So as you saw there with a REM pod, you have to get very close to it. So it does generate like a magnetic field of a bubble. And then when that gets disturbed, it then sets the light off, which is red, and makes a loud checking sound. So earlier when we said we're going to step outside for 5 minutes, that's when we started getting all the activity. So I think what we'll do again is we'll try that again. So we're going to step outside for 5 minutes, go get some air, go get a drink. So feel free to set off any of this equipment. It would be appreciated. What I'll do as well, quickly before we go out. Oh, we've had some words come up. We've had surface, aqua, gale, scan, might, gate, and channeling. So we've had a few words come up there. So the newest word is channeling. it must have come up while I was talking and just didn't hear it. So what we're going to do now is step outside for a minute, go out in the hallway. So that on the opposite side of the store is a long corridor that goes to the other side of the building, goes to our base camp. What we're going to do is go there, go get a drink, just get the SLS camera set up for later on, make sure it's all working fine, and then what we'll do is we'll come back in and try again, and while we're out, hopefully we've got some activity, because at the moment we've only had one wall activation, which is this wall has gone off a fair bit. We've had a fair few words come up on the Hexcon. We've had nothing on the K2, nothing on that, and nothing on the run pod. So we're going to step out of the room for 5 minutes, and then we'll come back in. And when I come back in, we will start with, not noise mode, but we will start with a spirit box session. So again, just step outside for 5 minutes, come back, we'll do a spirit box session. All right.
Scientists. Sunrise.
we have been gone for a while. Have checked the footage and see if anything happened on these. Didn't hear the REM pod. It was about 15 feet down the corridor. Just the other side of this wall, we've got the offices, and then the opposite side of that, there are some houses. There's a church and a graveyard. There is a group of lads up there, being a bit loud. They've had one or two drinks, so they've been a bit loud, so we also keep on that because we know what it is. It's just the way the compound is, it just echoes through. So, let's have a look. We've had wars, scientists and sunrise. So I'm going to put this away. What we're going to do now is, right, so we've come back in the room. I'll put the hexagon away. Now I've got our spirit box, so let's try that. Are there any spirits here that wish to come and communicate? You can come and talk through this. So I'm sweeping a 300, start again. So I am sweeping in reverse and at 300 sweeps per second. So in the areas down to try and remove any outside interference. So any spirits here, feel free to come forward and talk to me. Come and say whatever you like, I'll hear it. Come and talk into this flashing light. Activation. Thank you for setting that ball off, it is appreciated. Would you like me to put this on the floor next to that ball? If so, just let me know. Come on, I'd like to hear your voice, please. You can actually talk through this and say whatever you like. You can tell me your name, you can tell me to go away, you can tell me to move, whatever. Just come and have a conversation with me, please. Then what I'm going to do is place it on the floor and step away. Come on, come and talk to me, please. Let's have a conversation. At the moment, I keep asking the same questions, try to engage in the conversation. We've got another ball activation now. At the moment, I keep asking the same questions, try to engage in the conversation. We've got another ball activation now. So thank you very much for setting that off. I'm trying all these different techniques and different ways of having a conversation with you. I know you like that ball. Do you like playing with that ball? Can you move that ball at all? Review, and then when you said about it, I thought I heard a female voice saying yeah. So did I just hear a female voice at all? If so, can you just say yeah again for me, please? Is there more than one spirit here? See if I can turn that up a little. Well, that was a male voice, and I had no idea what I said. Hopefully we'll catch it and read it. That was me. I hear it, okay. So that male voice we just heard, I'm not quite sure what you said there, but it sounded like a sentence. I really do appreciate that. Any chance you can come back and talk to me again? So, sorry, I just went off for a minute there. So yeah, sorry, I just went off there to look to see if I can turn the actual audio up. So we do have two cameras in here. We have our own camera and our booth camera. So that male voice we heard, can you come back please? It's definitely a woman's voice there, but I'm not entirely sure what they're trying. So at the moment, everything is very, very quiet. We've had some ball activation. We've had a couple of words come through on the spirit box. Let's see what it's saying. Review. We've had some words come up on the hexagon. Other than that, it's been very, very quiet up here. So, while we were out of the room, I spoke to the current caretaker, and this room we are in used to be the old caretaker's bedroom. So, if the old caretaker is here and can hear my voice, please come forward, because I know you spent a lot of time here. And I know this used to be your bedroom. Down over here. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where that thing came from. There isn't no around there or anything like that. What we're going to do is, this room is very, very quiet. We are going to pack up. We will go downstairs now, and then we'll try again downstairs. Hopefully we can get actually a bit more activation than what we've had here, because it has been very, very quiet. We are here at Wisbech Castle still. We are down in the kitchen. At the moment, what we've got going on is we've got our A camera here. We've got a B camera pointing into a little side room just there as well, and in that side room we have one of our K2 meters on the chair. So, from what I was told, this room is quite active. So I'm hoping we can get some activity. At the moment, all I've got is a little ball here. That's all I've got out at the moment. We do have an alarm up in the corner up here, so you might see that flash on when I'm shifting around. That should stop any second. We're here. We've got the door in here. We've got the larder here with our B camera pointing in. So we are here. So the spirits that are here that can hear my voice, please come forward and talk to me. Can you copy this at all? At least it's nice and cool in this room, unlike the room we were just in, the old caretaker's room. So at the moment what we've got is just a staged area here on the table. We've got a couple of seats here, we've got a clock, we've got windows here and here. They are shut and closed, and they've got the wooden blinds across. What else we got going on in here? Not a whole lot, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a little EVP session in here and see if we can get any electronic voice phenomena going on. So I'm just placing the recorder down, kitchen. So that little device I just placed down there, you can use that to come and communicate. Come and talk into that little red light, please. So my name's Paul. I'd like to know your name, please. So I know this is an old building. Did you used to work here, or did you live here? If I give a little whistle, can you copy, please? Can you copy that at all? If I give a little whistle, can you copy, please? Can you copy that at all? So thank you for doing that knock for me, that is appreciated. So we are here this evening with our good friends at hauntinghouse.co.uk. They are in the building as well as some staff. They are on the top floor, we're on the ground floor, so they're on the second floor. Everybody else in the catacombs and the caves. We do have some staff up in the office, but we are down on this floor completely by ourselves. That was two distinct knocks that come from over in this corner. So it was over to my left somewhere. Is there any chance you could do that again for me, please? Can you give me two knocks again? I'd appreciate it. I'll stop the EVP session. Start playback. I'm just placing the recorder down, kitchen. So that little device I just placed down there, you can use that to come and communicate. Come and talk into that little red light, please. So my name's Paul. I'd like to know your name, please. So I know this is an old building. Did you used to work here, or did you live here? give a little whistle. Can you copy, please? Can you copy that at all? So thank you for doing that knock for me, that is appreciated. So we are here this evening with our good friends at hauntinghouse.co.uk. They are in the building as well as some staff. They are on the top floor, we're on the ground floor, so they're on the second floor. Everybody else in the catacombs and caves. We do have some staff up in the office, but we are down on this floor completely by ourselves. That was two distinct knocks that come from over in this corner. So it was over to my left somewhere. Is there any chance you can do that again for me, please? Can you give me two knocks again? I'd appreciate it. Session. Right. Oops. Right, so we've just done the replay there of our EVP session. We heard the knocks there and what sounded like movement. We'll have to check to make sure I wasn't shifting. I mean, the floor here is pretty solid. So yeah, so we definitely had two distinct knocks from over in that corner, which was great. Yeah, so that were caught on EVP. So again, thank you very much for making those bags. Can you do it again, please? Can you copy that again? So I don't know if you can pick it up on camera. We are hearing some people that are in the building. I think it's coming down through the fireplace from the chimney. Yeah, it is an open chimney. Yeah, it is an open chimney. Right, so what I've just done is I've put a cat ball in the larder in there with our B camera pointing at it, as well as a K2. We have a cat ball just here and we've got another K2. What I'm going to do is just put that on. And lean that up there. So if there's any spirits here that can hear my voice, whether you're in the cupboard or here, there's the same devices are in there. So you've got the little balls that flash, and you've got these devices. When you go near them and interact with them, the lights will come on. So no matter which room you're in, you can still communicate with us. And I really like that and appreciate it very much. So please come forward and let's talk. Can you give me some form of activation and let me know you're here? So when we come down to here, the caretaker staff told us a little bit about the building. And he did say that this kitchen can be quite active. So I'm hoping that we can coax the spirits forward and have some great activity here. But at the moment, everything is very quiet apart from the two very loud and distinctive knocks we heard from over that way. So, is there any chance you can come and light one of these devices up for me, please? I would appreciate it very much. If you were staff here, would it be okay to come to help myself to one of these cakes? Would that be okay? If so, can you let me know? There is someone moving around directly above us. We can debunk that. What's that noise? That sounds like a cat. That's a plane. No, that's a glass being moved around. So there are people directly above us. Yes, a glass being moved around on the table. So is it okay if I just start touching some of this stuff and go like that and manipulate this press? Is that okay? We've got some activation going on there. Touching some of this stuff and go like that and manipulate this press. Is that okay? We've got some activation going on there. When I started playing with the press, the ball in the larder has gone off. It's on our big camera over there. That is great. Thank you very much for setting that off. It is greatly appreciated. So I'm going to assume that me playing with this press is okay because you set the ball off. I'm going to do it again. Can I get a response at all, please? Can you do it again? Can I take this press home? I think it's a press. I can't see nothing. It's in the dark. I'm 90% sure it's a press. Yeah, it's a press. It is very heavy. As you saw there, I picked that press up, put it down. Didn't set the ball off that's on top of the bottle. Let's see if I give it a little wig on, it goes off. So I moved the press, which is right next to it, didn't set it off. So if we do get any activation with me going like that with this, as try and act it as a trigger object, then we know it's not me that's doing it. What about these? Can I unwrap one of these? What are these? Are these pork pies? They feel like pork pies. Can I eat it? Okay, I'll put it back down. What else have we got on the table? We got some weighing scales. Did you used to use these weighing scales? That might have been me rocking the scales. I'll be surprised if it was, but once it stops, we will try and debunk, and I'll give it a little rock again. Yeah, send that down there. Okay, so we know we can debunk that, and we know not to touch that. Can I open this lid? Can I open the flour lid? There's no flour in there. How are you going to make me some scones if there's no flour? About rolling pin? So I'm trying to use the items that are on the table as a trigger object to try and get some activity. At the moment, the only thing that we had real activity with was this press. So what I'm going to do is move around to the other side of the table. and see if we can get some activity from things this side. So what have we got here? Is this an old biscuit tin? No, it's an old cake tin. So we've got a tin here that says cakes. There's actually stuff in here. There are actual items in this. What have we got here? Can I eat this? Is it safe for me to eat? Can you give us a sign that you're still here, please? Come on, don't be shy. That may have been me. What I'm going to do is just step back and not touch anything. Keep my hands here. Can you set that off again, please? Okay, what we're going to do is quickly be surprised. I don't think that was me. So I've put the actual lid fully back on the tin and put it back. And if I give it a little press, I'm doing a CPR and cake tin, it doesn't set it off. So, great. So we've had the ball in the larder go off, we've had the ball on top of this bottle go off, which is great. So what have we got here? Got these little paddle things. Not entirely sure what they're for, if I'm honest. But they're perforated on this side, plain on this side. They are on a little metal tin. If anyone knows what these are for, please let me know. Everyone move on so you can have a look. And they're plain on that side. Anyone knows what they're for, please let me know, because I'm not really a bakery person, and I don't know. It's always good to learn new things. Right, what else have we got on this table? Got a little jar of stems or seeds. If I shake them, that's people moving around upstairs. I'm going to put them back. We've had nothing from that. We've had these cakes. Can I eat one? Little backroad top. So it's a cake icing and a cherry on top. Who doesn't like to bake world top? That reminds me, I'm going to a certain shop tomorrow and I'm going to go and buy some. Because now I really want bake world top. Right, what about this cookbook? Is there any recipes you can recommend? If I start flicking through pages, tell me when to stop by lighting up one of the bowls and I will read the recipe out and we'll get it made. What recipes were your favourite? Looks like that old style paperback recipe book. Smells musty. Paper's very thick and good quality. If I balance this here and step away, is there any chance you can push that over? Just give it a little shove. Give the paper a shove towards me, if you can. Let me know you're here. Come on, give it a little shove. Feel free to use my energy to give it a shove. So I'm a good 5 to 6 feet away from that book. So if I wave my arm around or anything like that, I'm not gonna interact with it in any way with my breeze. There's no bugs in here that I can see. So what we're going to try and do is coax the spirit into giving that a little push, preferably towards me, rather than it looking like gravity and going towards the camera. So, the spirit that's here, I really appreciate you for setting the balls off for me. It is really appreciated, but I know it's a lot to ask, but can you come and give that paper, just give that book, this little page right here, see where it stood up, can you push it towards me? It's very easy to do, it's very light. I know it takes a lot of energy to push something, but I'd really appreciate it if you can do it. Like I said, use my energy, it's not a problem. Come on, come give it a shove. So in the meantime, while you see the spirit, we'll give that a shove. Let's have a look, see what else in the room. We've got the big fireplace, we've got a fox head by the looks of it. Can't really see, it is pitch black in here. The only light that I've got is from the K2 and then the red lights and the cameras. So what I've just done is I've put a REM pod in the larder along with the K2 and the cat ball still. We have had some activation in there, so I'm just trying to put a bit more equipment in there. We've still got the K2 and the cat ball in here. The page hasn't moved yet. I've got out the recorder. I'm going to try a little EVP session. EVP session, kitchen 2. Recorder is down next to cookbook. So again, that little red light I've put down, you can use that to come and communicate with me. So you can tell me your favourite recipe and I'll flick through and try and find it. We can debunk that. Some people move around in the building. I think they're going to the loo that are on the middle floor. So, I'm going to presume, as you set stuff off in the larder, more than in here, I'm going to presume you used to work here. Is that true? Did you work here? And if so, would it be possible to get a good old-fashioned English cup of tea? Would that be possible? Maybe a cake to go with it from the cake stand? I know this building's very old and there's probably multiple spirits here. Can I have the number of the amount of spirits that are on this property? If there's a spirit that's here that's stopping you from talking to me, I give you permission to come and talk to me. Just ignore what they say and come and talk to me. I mean no harm or disrespect, and if there is a mean spirit here, leave the room and let me talk to the friendly spirits, please. I'm going to end EVP, let's do playback. Come forward, stop that. So we had nothing there on EVP. We had no activity at all. We had no knocks, no EVPs. We didn't get a single response. What we're going to try and do now is try the hex come again. and just see what happens. We can turn it on. Right, so we've just finished our EVP session. We had nothing going on there. What I'm going to do now is get the hexcom. I'm going to try the hexcom, see if we can get any responses in that. So I'm going to turn that on. What I'm going to do is just grab this chair to eliminate any additional noises or anything. Money. So straight away we've had money come up. Obviously when I was doing the EVP session, I was just basically asking if they worked here, can I have a cup of tea, you know, a cake, that sort of thing. And the hexcom was come straight up with money, which is fantastic. Do you want me to pay you to make me a cup of tea? I can pay you if you like. How much would you like to make me a cup of tea? I'll have to pay you in new money, centre. So we've had money and centre. No, I'm not sat in the centre of the room. Are you in the centre of the room? If so, we can debunk that noise. My camera operator's just bashed against the door. If you're in the centre of the room, is there any chance you can move that page or set off one of these bits of equipment? So at the moment it is quite quiet. I've got some links in it, but I can't see one. But it is still very warm. So yeah, it's coming up to, I think it's like 22:30 at the moment, time-wise. So it is getting on in the evening, maybe a bit later. The spirits that are here, please come forward, just let us know that you're here. Can you make a bang? Can you copy this? That'll be me setting that off while I'm knocking on the table. That noise, my camera operator shifting. We are both currently sat down on chairs. Just to clarify, yeah, I just see that one knock sets it off. It is me. We can debunk that activation. It's me banging on the table. So that'll stop in a moment. Can you set that off? See how easy it was for me to do it? I only had to give the table a little tap. Can you set it off for me, please? It's a fly.
No, I think that.
Dust. I had a couple of frank taps, you know, like that sort of noise, like when you're tapping on very gently on a plate. Was that you that just made those 2 taps? Hopefully our B camera caught that. In that larder, where you are, there's the same devices in there. You've got one of these balls that are in there. You've got one of those K2 meters in there with the green light. And up on the big metal tin pot, there's something called a REM pod. And if you go near it, a light will come on and it will go beep, like that, and make a beeping sound. So any chance you could go near any of them and set them off, please? So we've been here quite a while now. The place is very, very old. So the place is very, very old. You know, the first sort of building here, the first actual structure was in 1087, which was like a castle was here. Then the castle got demolished and another building, and then another building, and Hexagon was just a jewellery. I'm not wearing any jewellery. Do you want me to pay you with jewellery? That's what your bracelet. Give me a ring or something. Give me your bracelet or a ring or something. On your finger. No, not a torch, a ring or your bracelet. Come on, pay attention. So, I have just robbed a ring off my camera operator. You've said jewellery. I'm going to put a piece of jewellery right here on the edge of the table. Okay. And that's gold, that is. Would that be, I'm sure that's more than enough payment for you to come and make me a cup of tea and get me a cake. That's some good gold there. Do you not take payment in gold? Yeah, I think the bug has worked its way in here somewhere.
It's very slowly.
Oh, okay. So it's just been reported to me that there was something moving around. I'm trying to work out whether it's a bug or whatnot, but camera operator said it's moving very slowly. So hopefully in review we can try and work out what it is, whether it's dust, spirit, or a bug. Hopefully we can work it out. Like I said, look, I've still got, you said jewellery, and there's a ring right here, a gold ring. Look, right here. I'm going to place it down. Feel free to come and take it. So on the Hexagon we had jewellery come up. My camera operator is wearing rings and a bracelet and stuff like that. So I have very kindly robbed a gold ring. So hopefully we can use that to solicit some form of response from the spirits that are here. But at the moment we're not really getting anything at all. So it is very warm and muggy tonight. The spirits that are here at the moment, we're getting very little activation with all the visual stuff. We've had some candles going off tonight. We've had some stuff come up on the Hexagon. But the K2s haven't gone off at all yet. The REM pod hasn't gone off. So, Hexagon said jewellery. I put a gold ring down. and you still haven't made me a cup of tea, you haven't set nothing off. I mean, is 24 karat gold not good enough for you? It is real gold, I can assure you. And it's proper gold as well, yellow gold. So you wanted jewellery, I've given you jewellery, and now you've gone quiet. Suit. So we just had suits come up. Yeah, the ring would suit you. I mean, it's a plain yellow gold ring. It suits everyone. It will do you well. I just need a cake, or I need you to let me know you're here. Push the page over. Just push the ball over. Or in the pantry, go and set something off in there, whether it's the ball or the REM pod or something. Just let me know you're here and you actually want that bit of jewellery. Because if not, I'll give it back. Maybe do you want a bracelet instead? If I give the ring back, do you want a bracelet? Other than a ring and a bracelet, there's not really much in the way of choice of jewellery. Because I'm not wearing any. I've not got a necklace on or nothing like that. So I can't give you any of my jewellery, but I can give you this ring. Okay, so that makes no sense, that one. So it's just a Pluto, but the trouble is with these, there is some interpretation in with them, because it could even be like a delayed response or anything like that. In my personal experience with these, they can be very hit and miss. Sometimes you can get great activity with them and actually have an actual meaningful talk, if you like, word for word. Sometimes spirits try and select a word or try and find a word, and they can't find the one they want, so I don't know whether it's frustration or that's close enough and that would do, and they just put it out. So with like the hex comsi ovulus, there is some interpretation there, just being honest about it. Come on, spirits. I know you can hear me, and I know you're here. You've asked for jewellery. I've given you jewellery. Might. And might again. We have might upstairs as well. So I just asked. Basically, as you know, it just might. Is that you might be here? Well, if you're telling me you might be here, it's obvious that you are here. Come and set off some of my equipment for me, please. I got told that the kitchen here is quite active, but you're not really doing anything. All I want to do is know that you're here. I'm not here to antagonise you or piss you off or anything like that. I'm purely here to talk. You asked for jewellery. I've kindly given you a gold ring. You know what I mean? You wanted payment. Gold, cash is king, is the saying we have nowadays. I know you guys used to trade a lot in gold and stuff back in the day, but now we say we have a saying, cash is king, and gold is expensive nowadays. I mean, with the amount that ring costs, when you was alive, you'd be able to buy a house with it. You'd be able to buy this place with it. John? Is that your name? If so, can you light up one of the visual things for me, please? So I know what's your name.
Sorry.
Ghost Bar. So is that John your name? Scan. It's not a scam, if that's what you're trying to say. I'm not trying to con you. It's a genuine ring, look. An actual gold ring. Can you keep... Okay, so that makes no sense, that one. So it's just said Pluto, but the trouble is with these, you've got to, there is some interpretation in with them, because it could even be like a delayed response or anything like that. In my personal experience with these, they can be very hit and miss. Sometimes you can get great activity with them and actually have like an actual meaningful talk, if you like, word for word. Sometimes spirits try and select a word or try and find a word, and they can't find the one they want, so they just, I don't know whether it's frustration or that's close enough and that would do, and they just put it out. So with like the hex comsi ovulus, there is some interpretation there, just being honest about it. Come on, spirits. I know you can hear me, and I know you're here. You've asked for jewellery. I've given you jewellery. Might. And might again. We have might upstairs as well. So I just asked, basically, as you know, it just might. Is that you might be here? Well, if you're telling me you might be here, it's obvious that you are here. Okay, so that makes no sense, that one. So it's just said Pluto, but the trouble is with these, you've got to, there is some interpretation in with them, because it could even be like a delayed response or anything like that. In my personal experience with these, they can be very hit and miss. Sometimes you can get great activity with them and actually have like an actual meaningful talk, if you like, word for word. Sometimes spirits try and select a word or try and find a word, and they can't find the one they want, so they just, I don't know whether it's frustration or that's close enough and that would do, and they just put it out. So with like the hex comsi ovulus, there is some interpretation there, just being honest about it. Come on, spirits. I know you can hear me, and I know you're here. You've asked for jewellery. I've given you jewellery. Might. And might again. We have might upstairs as well. So I just asked, basically, as you know, it just might. Is that you might be here? Well, if you're telling me you might be here, it's obvious that you are here. Come and set off some of my equipment for me, please. I got told that the kitchen here is quite active, but you're not really doing anything. All I want to do is know that you're here. I'm not here to antagonise you or piss you off or anything like that. I'm purely here to talk. You asked for jewellery. I've kindly given you a gold ring. You know what I mean? You wanted payment. gold, cash is king, is the saying we have nowadays. I know you guys used to trade a lot in gold and stuff back in the day, but now we say we have a saying, cash is king, and gold is expensive nowadays. I mean, with the amount that that ring costs when you was alive, you'd be able to buy a house with it. You'd be able to buy this place with it. John? Is that your name? If so, can you light up one of the visual things for me, please? So is that John your name? Scan. It's not a scam, if that's what you're trying to say. I'm not trying to con you. It's a genuine ring, look. An actual gold ring. Can you please, I'll start that one again, I've got all tongue tied. Can you please give us a visual representation that you're here? Set off one of the balls, the K2, set off the REM pod or something for me? Do you want me to move from this chair? What if I get the press again? Can I play with the press again? Do you not like me? Is that why you're not wanting to talk? If you want me to leave this room and go to another room, can you set off one of the balls, please? Either the one on the table on the bottle or the one in the larder, the pantry. You set one of them off, I'll leave and I'll go to a different room. I'll pack all my gear up and go to a different area of the house. Gate? So I just said, if you don't like me, I'll pack everything up and I'll leave the room. And it's a gate. I think he wants me to completely leave the property altogether because there is big metal gates when you come in. Is that what you want me to do? Do you want me to completely leave and go home? I mean, when I'm done in this room, I'm going to go to the catacombs and the tunnels. And then I will be leaving. That's plain. Is that what you want? Do you want me to completely leave? If so, light up one of the balls for me, please. And I will leave. I'm a man of my word. I will completely leave this building and go into the catacombs, into the tunnels. Are you trying to say done? Right, so you join me now down in the tunnels. We are joined by a member of staff from hauntedhouses.co.uk as we are down in the tunnels down here. His name is Simon. He's a lovely guy. He's here to work with us down in the tunnels to make sure we are safe and we are good down here. The ceilings are very, very low. I keep bashing my head, hence the hard hat, and I've lost the cap. What we've got going on here, we've got a camera here. We've got an SLS camera pointing down that way, down the tunnel. And we've also got a B camera down the tunnel pointing down this way. Down the tunnels, you've got side rooms all the way down. So we've got the area pretty well covered. We've got 2 cat balls that I've just chucked down that way. So what we're going to do is see if we can get any activity. So I'll just move to the side. So any spirits here that wish to come forward and communicate, please, can you make yourself known? There's my tummy, we can debug that. Must be that time of night. So the spirits that are here and can hear my voice, my name's Paul, and I'm just here to come and have a little conversation with you. So don't be afraid or anything like that. We're not here to harm you in any way, shape or form. So feel free to come forward and have a chat if you like. I've got 2 boards over there somewhere. I generally can't see them. So feel free to come and light one of them up for me, please. I'll be able to see what's going on then. Is there any chance you can copy a whistle at all for me, please? Can you copy that at all? Is there any chance you can come down towards us at all, please? Don't be afraid. We're very nice people. Do you like that people come and visit you? So just down the end of this corridor, there's a door to the left, wasn't it?
Yep, door to the left.
Okay, door to the left, perfect. Okay. Are you down in that room, down the end there to the left, in that opening? Is there any sort of questions that you've asked here which tend to get a response?
We went from when this was a castle,
Yeah.
all the way through from Bishop to now,
Okay.
and there wasn't a specific response to anything. As we said, even the plague came up.
Oh,
Even
okay.
you were a plague victim. The cat ball did go off a couple of times, but it didn't relate to any sort of questions. Or it was in between
Just,
conversation.
So we can try the plague and try that so we can solicit a response. Did you have the plague when you were here at all? If so, can you light up one of those balls in the tunnel for us, please? So we know with people that had the plague, when they passed away, they used to bury them face down. And there's plenty of evidence of this. The um, Silverstone racetrack at Chapel, they found, I think it was about 400 bodies that were face down that had the plague. So they did bury them face down. Did they bury you face down when you had the plague? Or was you one of the lucky people and got face up? So the tunnels here, they branch off to other buildings, I presume.
Yeah, one has been mentioned, been bricked off, takes you to the local pub.
Oh,
There's
okay.
the Rose and Crown, the Rose. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Rose and Crown.